We got some more news here, Jay.
Yeah.
And this sounds meaty. This sounds what we're here to do and report on. This is the kind of story I want to know about.
Mm-hmm.
What are Lucas's plans? Not Lucas. Lucasfilm's plans for the future and other things. There's nothing like a really clear, succinct headline there.
So, yeah.
I like to know what we're talking about when we go into a story.
Well, it all is kind of plans for the future, but it's just like...
And other things.
There's a few other things. Basically, so again, this is tied into the first part with the planets and everything. And Bob Iger, the head of Disney, had done a bit of talking recently. And this is all on StarWarsNewsNet.com as well. So first he talks about the Lucasfilm's creative process and how they've got a few projects underway at the moment.
Yeah.
And they have a lot going on with anthology films and the saga films, and that they don't like to reveal anything on a specific. They don't like to reveal they're working on a specific movie until they're 100% sure that that's what they're going to do with it, right?
Right. Because they're evolving as they work.
Yeah, like they don't want to they don't really put stuff out if there's nothing going on with it.
That's good. I like that.
I don't
want people saying, "Here's the next million films we're doing," and then that's locked down, and then they've got to do it. That's what DC have done wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
They set out what they wanted to do too early, and had a chance to let it evolve.
Yeah. So there's so many different.
Siri, get lost. Hey.
She's not allowed on our podcast.
I know.
Anyway, so there's a few different things here, and one of the first ones they talk about that's going to be happening. They say a while ago we were told by Anthony Breznican that Lucasfilm seemed to be waiting to figure out if the sequel trilogy was going to use Obi-Wan before they wanted to greenlight a spin-off movie. Well, evidently they didn't have to wait that long. Your prayers have been answered, and Kathleen Kennedy and the rest of Lucasfilm fully intend to make an Obi-Wan movie set between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, with Ewan McGregor in tow.
Yes!
All right.
That's good news.
He says, talking about these projects that I'm about to talk about, this was one he was told the most about. It should be noted that they clarified the following. I want to emphasise that it's a movie, singular, not a trilogy. So it's an Obi-Wan one-off movie.
Good.
Not
I like what I'm hearing.
Because a lot of people want an Obi-Wan trilogy.
I don't.
And I'm kind of like, what's he going to be doing? Because
in the sand.
Yeah, because I mean, we've seen what happened with Maul, right? So that bit's out the window.
And that took 5 minutes.
Yeah, the rest of the time he's just going to be sitting there doing a campfire, right? Hopefully Ezra won't turn up again because he told him to piss off. And he's going to, every now and again, he's going to walk up far enough away so he can just see silhouettes. And he'll see like Luke run across and he'll just stroke his beard. And then he'll turn around and walk off. And
I reckon it might be a trilogy of porn films where Obi-Wan just shags his way around Tatooine.
Can you imagine? And then we find out that he's got like kids all over the place. And
yeah. Well, that's what Jawas are. They're all Obi-Wan's kids.
That's a good point. They dress just like him.
Yeah.
Have you got a little?
They're all Obi-Wan's little kids.
Yeah.
If you're a Obi-Wan bastard, then you have to dress like a Jawa.
Yeah, and have glowing yellow eyes.
Yeah. And instead of being called snow, they're called sand.
Say what? Oh, yeah,
like Jon Snow.
Like Jon Snow, yeah. So yeah, there was obviously been a bit of confusion.
You're a bastard, Jon Snow.
There's been a bit of confusion about Obi-Wan getting a trilogy anyway, but the different pitches do not necessarily denote 3 different movies. So yeah, they just go and say there's one. But
It could be like Friends, where it's like the one where Obi-Wan does a whatever.
yeah,
It could be, but that would be rubs. So don't do that, please.
Here's an interesting thing. I don't think that this thing is going to pan out, but
No.
they go,
no.
Who might be directing this film? And
Do you want me to guess?
Go on.
Right. Quentin Tarantino.
No.
Am
you
I
get
warm?
3 guesses.
Okay. Who would direct an Obi-Wan film? Danny Boyle.
No.
Oh, this is not good. Good podcast.
No,
me thinking. Give me a clue. Give me a clue. Give me a little steer. What do you think? Will I be excited?
You might. I think you've enjoyed this person's movies in the past.
Edgar Wright.
No.
That would have been cool.
As I say, I don't think this is going to pan out just because of an earlier report in the week. But this was only
George Lucas
that the person has said themselves. So, Rogue One's Gareth Edwards could be returning to the director's chair, as Kathleen Kennedy was happy with his work on that film. However, earlier in the week, there was a report
he said he wasn't
going to because he thinks it's unfair. He goes, everyone would love to do a Star Wars movie, and he's kind of like, it's almost like winning the lottery. I think it'd be unfair to take another one when someone else would have the chance. However,
and to be fair, I don't think he'd be able to do as good a job as he did with Rogue One. Again,
well,
that was fluke, wasn't it?
I don't know. The thing is, you can say I wouldn't do it again, but then if Lucasfilm Disney came along and said, hey, we really liked what you did. Oh yeah, and here's a bunch of money. Do you want to do an Obi-Wan movie? Who's going to go, nah, I don't want to.
Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, right. You're going to go, I could do that.
Shall I tell you what?
I don't know
I'd
if
like,
you would be right for that film, but
yeah, I'd like to see. I got my 2 choices here. Then I would like Edgar Wright to do a Star Wars film. That'd be cool.
Be good for a Star Wars film with his style?
Not for a standard one, but for an anthology one.
Yeah, okay.
For a random, probably not for Obi-Wan, but for a random one.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see the bloke who I thought Gareth Edwards was when I first heard Gareth Edwards got the Rogue One gig, which is the bloke that did the Raid. Who's that? That's a Gareth someone. He's a Welsh bloke as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is he Gareth someone? Something like that.
Yeah.
Gareth Evans? Something like that. He's definitely a Welsh bloke, isn't he?
I'm not looking on IMDb right now.
Don't look on IMDb, whatever you do.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's something like that, and he's a Welsh fella.
Yes. And his name is Gareth Evans.
So, I got someone's name right. First time. Woo!
Yeah.
I'd love to see him do one.
Yeah, you could. And you know what? Wouldn't that be a shame, considering the Raid guys were in episode 7?
That's why I was getting even more confused, because I thought that's why they were in it, because I thought he was the one doing Rogue One.
That's right. Yeah,
Why were they in it?
They just got a cameo as Candy Club. Actually, when they turned up, and on my first viewing of episode 7, I thought, all right, these guys are about to kick some serious ass.
And they didn't.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah, and they didn't. And it's such a
They
waste
didn't
of
even use him.
opportunity. I mean, look at Chirrut, right? When you saw Chirrut in Rogue One, he was so cool, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, these guys are all really good. They're good at doing the choreography. They're good at fighting and everything. And it is a bit of a wasted opportunity to not use them in some way. It would have been quite cool to see them busting heads and stuff. But
Or maybe they could be in the Obi-Wan film. Would they be too young?
Would there be any reason for Candy Club to be there in those days?
Why not?
It's like, and they would be way too young. Because it's going to be between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, so yeah, it's like a long time ago.
Well, what happens if they put it between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back?
dude. Thanks for bringing that up.
Okay. Right. All right. What else is on
what
on
else?
this? What's the other things?
Well, I'm still going through this one.
Oh, okay.
So, to do with the Obi-Wan film, so if Gareth Edwards were to come on board, the team of producers and writers would be different than the group on Rogue One.
Good.
So it'd be him directing, but different writers and stuff like that. And the Obi-Wan announcement might just be one of the big surprises at Celebration.
Oh, you've ruined it for them.
Yeah, well, you know.
That's next weekend, isn't it?
What are you watching this shit for if you don't want to hear this stuff? It is next. Is it next weekend or weekend after?
I don't know.
Weekend after.
What weekend is it? It's next weekend, isn't it?
No, it's the one after, isn't it?
What date is it?
13th.
Oh, maybe it is the
So,
following.
yeah, it's the one after.
I haven't changed my calendar. I've got thing on my calendar this month.
Yeah, it's the one after, dude.
Oh. Well, that's the 15th. Oh, yeah, it starts on the 13th. Oh, yeah. When do we get the film?
Well, I don't know. They'll announce it in a couple of weeks. But the possibility of this being announced there, apparently supported.
Christmas next year.
Yeah, maybe. Well, there's a gap.
There's a gap.
In 2015, there were 4 movies in the works at Lucasfilm. The Last Jedi and Han Solo were in pre-production, Rogue One in production, and Force Awakens in post-production. At the end of 2016, the same thing could be said for Episode 8 in place of Force Awakens. It's entirely possible they'll keep this pattern up until The Last Jedi actually comes out. So it's possible that they could start the production on all these, on a few other films. So then there's another film.
Another one?
Yeah. So
there's another
film that the idea had been around for quite a while, and it hasn't been thrown out, although the director was. And it's Boba Fett and the Bounty Hunters. So this film, it says, but rest assured, Boba Fett movie is not dead. However, there's a bit of news on this. As far as they can tell, the movie will not be an origin story. Yay. That's good, because we don't need it.
No, we know his origin.
But it's not strictly a Boba Fett movie. It's a film about an ensemble of bounty hunters on an adventure.
Is it the one that's taken over Boba Fett's armor from Aftermath?
No. It's meant to be about Fett, but it's that he will be one of a group of bounty hunters. He'll just be an important component to the group, yeah, as opposed to being the central character.
Good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Is it?
Well, because we talked about how we didn't want him in the spotlight.
Well, yeah, but
with him just being like looking cool.
In a different way. I want him in a more of a dread kind of way.
That's right, but he could do that if it's an ensemble. It means that the others still were talking, and he could be the cool guy in the background, and then every now and again kick some ass.
Yeah, could be. You know, I wonder if this is where you'll suddenly see Cad Bane turn up in this one, because you know he's still around as far as we know.
What about your mate?
You'll probably see Boskin there.
What about your mate?
My mate?
Who's the one from Rebels.
Oh, Tam Posler?
No, from Rebels.
From Rebels?
The one that and Clone Wars. The big hat. What? The big hat one.
Yeah,
the annoying one.
That's Cad Bane with the big hat.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Duros. Yeah, Cad Bane.
Oh
Cad Bane. He's cool.
I didn't think you liked him.
No, I like Cad Bane. I don't like Hondo.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Hondo.
no, he's not in it.
That's what I meant.
Silly. There's no reason to have a stupid character like that in it. Now, the thing with the Boba Fett story. Actually, let me just finish what they said about it. The project is basically going to use the same pitch that would have been used if Josh Trank had directed it. The script was not even ready at that point where Trank would have talked about his movie at Celebration Anaheim. The project
we were lucky he's not doing it, ain't we?
It's received further development thanks to Kim Berg's efforts. So on that one...
is he related to you, Josh Trank?
Yeah, that's why I changed my name. No,
Josh Trank.
I mean, I loved Chronicle. I thought it was an awesome movie.
I love that as well. And that's why they made the Power Rangers just like it.
Yeah. Have you watched that?
No, but I want to.
I want to watch it. But yeah, I mean,
Let's put them together.
We don't know the ins and outs of exactly what happened there, you know. It's morphin time. Tyrannosaurus.
Triceratops.
I don't remember the rest of them.
Mastodon. Lion. Thunderzord. And didn't they, the poor little Trini? She died, didn't she?
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I couldn't believe it when I read that. Yeah.
Even though she was a man when she was in the costume.
I know. Yeah, the Boba Fett film, it could be quite cool.
Saber-tooth tiger!
The thing that sucks with it is that obviously they're not going to do what I want, which is the Dread Pirate Roberts thing. You know, I wanted it to be someone else.
Yeah.
And I was watching.
Oh yeah, we wanted old Matey Boy to do it, didn't we?
Well, I just wanted.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want it. Well, I just want it to not be the character that they've turned Fett into.
No, it's going to be Scarhead. We've already talked about this.
Yeah, Michael K. Williams.
Yeah.
And
then it will be cool.
When I was watching Jedi Council this week, Christian started going that he thinks that Dave Filoni is going to be doing the Boba Fett movie. And, you know, Dave Filoni is, he's literally George Lucas' apprentice that Lucas wants to hand it all over to. But I don't like what he did with Fett, man. He made him into a right douchebag. And I just...
I don't like what he's done with a lot of things.
If he does this movie, he's going to basically take, like, one of my favourite characters and turn him into, like, my worst character. Like, you're going to hate him by the end of it.
Well, look, let's give Dave Filoni a fair crack. I've not seen him do anything that's not aimed at kids.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to think if he was given a film, he wouldn't ruin Star Wars as much as he does on occasion. When he gets it wrong, he gets it so wrong.
There's a bit coming up later on in the story that I think might be more where he's going to end up. But
Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, no, we'll go on to that in a bit.
So anyway, the next bit of story is there's another film that's...
This is a massive bit of news, by the way, Jay.
That's being discussed. It is a massive bit of news. Another project being discussed, and it's kind of good because obviously with Celebration coming up, news is becoming a bit thin because they're not putting so much out there.
It's all gone tight-lipped.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Catherine's not saying nothing.
No, it's this good little scoop that they got there, StarWarsNewsNet.com.
Well done, StarWarsNews.net.
There's another project that's in development. It's being discussed at the moment. And Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm say that this might be a good opportunity to get a female director into Star Wars. And it's a Star Wars project that's going to be targeted at the young adult audience.
Female young adults?
It's going to have slight romantic themes to it. Now, before everyone's like, what the hell, it's going to become Twilight. The said story is a tragedy. The love story angle has more in common with the Han and Leia romance in The Empire Strikes Back than anything else. That still sounds good to me. And yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, say it's the first major step towards getting a Star Wars movie directed by a woman. Not just because it's a romance movie, I don't think that's the reason, but maybe it's one. If you look at Claudia Gray's, was it Lost Stars? It could be something along those kind of lines, which would be quite cool. And it doesn't sound like it's going to be an adaptation of Lost Stars, though. It's going to be a totally new.
I would like to see Dantooine Creek.
Yeah.
And it have and it's all set and around this school and on this nice creek on Dantooine, and there's some troubled people at the high school. There's the rebel, and there's a jock, and then there's the outcast girl, the nerdy girl.
Would you really like to
dangerous bad boy?
Is this what you'd like in Star Wars? Yeah,
that's what I'd love. And I'd like to, things are so unfair to our protagonist. Things just doesn't. Their dad's grounded them. Their mum's having an affair.
Oh, it sounds brilliant.
Yeah, and their best friend hooked on spice.
All right, there's still a lot to get through here. So he goes on to say a bit more. Right, and this is now, he says that these are projects that will likely become films after 2019. Right? So he goes, there's a bit more though. We're likely to get information about Han Solo a lot earlier than we have for any other recently produced Star Wars movie. That makes sense because that movie's coming out a lot sooner than any other Star Wars movie, right? Because obviously we've got Episode 8 and then the following May is Han Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. And then as he...
That's only a year away.
Yeah, as he talks about the Han Solo film, he says the movie is said to have something of a comic book pulp feel to it as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Obviously it's Lord and Miller, so, you know, it might be to do with the way they've written it or whatever. Then, this one, I think, might interest you a bit. There seems to be a plan for a hiatus on Star Wars movies, a plan that will happen after a few years after the end of the sequel trilogy. So after Episode 9, they're planning to take a little break from Star Wars movies, probably after the anthology ones that have come out after that, then break. So maybe it'll stop the saga ones, then you'll have a few anthology ones and a bit of a gap. And there's two reasons. The first reason is that Star Wars on television is going to become a big focus over the next few years.
Dan to include the series.
Well, there you go, right? You're a bit ahead of yourself, but this is where I think that Dave Filoni might be.
Oh, no!
Because they've talked about other
I want the bloke
animated.
from... I want... What's his face to do it?
I don't know. So, yeah, I think that Dave Filoni will be involved in this because they've talked about other animated series coming after Rebels. But it looks like they want to, you know, go ahead with remember they had planned some live action shows as well.
Yeah.
So it looks like they want to go ahead with that. So Star Wars on TV become big. So they're going to take a break from the movies and then go and make it, you know, keep it alive on TV.
And do you think this will be ABC or Netflix or?
Well,
I like it to be CW.
I think it will be ABC because obviously Disney own it.
Yeah.
And that will be. You know, cartoons probably going to be Disney. The live action, it depends on what they do. If it's going to be a more family friendly, I don't mean it's got to be like, you know, like all flowers and fluff and stuff. But you know, they can do something on ABC if they want it to be a little bit darker, like we've talked about things like the Old Republic and stuff like that. Then it would be nice if they could get it on Netflix. I mean, I don't think it's happened yet, but Disney were definitely in talks to buy Netflix.
I was going to say, by then, now they own everything anyway.
Yeah, so if
they probably own DC by then.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So if Disney were to buy Netflix, then you can certainly see Star Wars coming up on there.
So I'll tell you what I would like to see from a TV show.
Go on.
I don't want to see an actual drama or anything like that. I want to see a game show, a Star Wars game show set in the world of Star Wars, and it actually be a game show where contestants go on.
Well, you could possibly get stuff like that because they're trying to branch out into all different types. I mean, you could get like a comedy. You could get, you know, you could maybe have a game show. I'm not saying you will, but you could get all kinds of things coming up here now because they want to like have all sides of Star Wars. And if you think about it from the point of view that it's another galaxy, I mean, just think of our world alone, the whole different types of things that we have going on. So they want to show all sides of it. They could do stuff like that.
So Wheel of Fortuna.
Exactly. Right?
That would be brilliant.
Exactly. So you might be getting that. You know, this is a really, really long article. So people should go and check it out on StarWarsNews.net. So let me start again. People should check it out on StarWarsNewsNet.com. Right, because it's really good. There's one
last bit that I wanted to touch on though, which was that they also mention a fourth Star Wars trilogy. So that would be like coming back after a little hiatus. And they said since Star Wars is a generational thing, there will be a gap between the sequel trilogy's end and a new trilogy's arrival.
Yeah, well, I think it's inevitable. 100% there will be the series of trilogies will carry on.
Yeah.
And they'll go on forever, I think.
Yeah.
There'll be gaps between them, but there definitely will be continuing sagas. And so I guess the one thing that we're never going to get an end.
That's a good thing.
Well, is it?
Yeah, I don't want it to end.
No, I don't want it to end. But I would like to know that there is, like, because I think that was the only thing.
Have a conclusion to that saga, and then
But
go
if you
on
think
to
A new story.
I think that's probably the only week. If you go back to the old Legend Star Wars books, I guess that's the only thing with those was that they had to keep coming up with new threats, and that's how you got the Yuzon Vong and things like that.
But
And
that's
it's
what
just-
I mean. You could have the story finish and then have a new saga, and it could be about, depending on how you want to do it, you could, let's say, it could be Old Republic, so you could go to a different timeline, or you could maybe just focus on a whole group of different characters somewhere else in the
But
galaxy.
if
set
it's
in a timeline
saga,
we've seen.
what does saga mean now? Does saga mean a Skywalker related?
Well, it always
storyline.
has done.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm
far.
saying. But does that mean we have to look at Skywalker's descendants?
Maybe, or maybe it'll just be a new saga about a new family, or I don't know. I mean, they haven't really been specific about it. That is the only thing they said about it. Really, is going to be another trilogy. But
All right. Well, let's
We
have
shall
a little
see.
think. Let's see what happens. It's
Yeah.
a long time ago, away,
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah, far
So-
away, yeah. So, I mean, that was a lot of news for two stories.
That was a lot.
And
And in
Jay,
fact, we
you
wanted to
outdone
keep-
yourself.
we wanted to keep this episode short
We did want to keep this episode short. We failed.
again.
Yeah.